it's usually the case in these sort of cases where one party is more credible than the other, um, for somewhat obvious reasons, usually. But in this case, both parties seem incredibly credible to me, and they both are saying very different things. So I'm at kind of at a loss, about what to necessarily recommend, except for the fact that I definitely need more time to talk to various witnesses that the parties want me to talk to. They aren't here today. I believe it will just be the two parties themselves. But I think a further temporary order is going to be what I'm requesting, specifically addressing visitation. The child support and medical support can stay the same until we um, come back later. The visitation, I have some concerns about. Um, I think it was one thing in the past, and I think it's kind of changed recently, and I'm not 100% certain why. Um, and so my request would be some pretty extensive revisions to the current visitation schedule, because I think Miss Taylor has not had as much visitation as she probably should have, and that causes me some concern. So that's my request for today is a further temporary order, keeping the support the same. I don't think there's been any real changes that would justify a further modification of those issues, but really just addressing the visitation, especially considering the upcoming holiday next Monday, and then of course New Year's and so on.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Diamond.
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't know that I have a whole lot to add. I appreciate the court starting with Mr. Brimhall, and I would defer anything I would do until after he's had the opportunity to put on his case, if that's in doubt, assuming the court would accept that. If it looks like we're getting towards a final order today, I could ask the party some questions about retro.
Buckle up, guys. Today we're in a courtroom where clarity is missing from the start. The judge admits both sides seem credible but completely contradict each other, creating immediate uncertainty. No ruling is made. Instead, the focus shifts to gathering witnesses, temporary orders, and urgent holiday visitation planning.
Interactive support, but if not, I probably don't have a whole lot more to add today.
All right, I'll let you know if I'm looking toward a final order after a few minutes, and well, after we get through a certain amount of this. Because again, I'm not too crazy about keeping this going. I'm trying to figure out, if they've been with, I'm not sure about the circumstances, but they are what they are. If the children have been with the father for the last 3 to 4 years, of course, going to be hard pressed to change that around based on just that logistics of that situation. But again, obviously, if there's been something that was nefarious or inappropriate or, believe me, I've done this for 40 years. So yeah, seen lots of things where people, they weren't the way they seemed. So anyway, let's get some testimony. But again, Mr. Brimhall, if those witnesses are not going to be able to change things around very much, in other words, do a complete 180 degree from where we are today, then I'm probably looking at maybe making this a final today. But like I said, let's hear from everybody, okay?
Yes, Judge. I think the court has rightly anticipated the issue coming up without even hearing anything thus far, just based on the court's experience handling these types of cases. But I think the parties are going to say very different things, which will cause the court to definitely want to hear from other third parties as well.
Okay. All right then. Well, I'll let you expand on that
Yeah,
and
yeah.
finish for the court. All right.
May I lead this hearing, Judge?
I'm sorry.
May I lead this hearing in terms of calling witnesses first, or would you like the state to proceed
Oh,
first?
you're going to go first. Yeah, because obviously this
Okay.
is what we do here today is really based on what you bring out at this time. So,
All right, Mr. Taylor, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Um, all right. I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of foundational questions. If you could answer all these as shortly, as quickly, and succinctly as possible.
Yes.
Who are the children in this case?
Nanifa and Michael Taylor.
Okay. And that's Michael Taylor Jr., right?
Yes, sir.
All right. And how old are they?
The judge leans on experience, warning that testimony alone won't flip custody decisions overnight. He signals skepticism and pushes for structure over emotion. The hearing is framed as preparation, not conclusion, with more witnesses and follow-up needed before anything final can happen.
9 and 10 years old.
Okay. And where are they presently living? Like
They're
what?
presently, I'm sorry, they're presently living with me at 43.
Sir, don't give out your address, sir. Just say your president.
Just
Okay.
what? Just
right.
what city? What city are you living in?
Killeen, Texas.
Okay. All right. Um, and uh, what is it that you presently do for a living? What's your industry or trade?
I own my own business. I build aquaponic systems. I'm in the farming and ranching industry.
Okay. And were you previously in the Army?
Yes, sir. I was
How many years were you in the Army?
16 years, sir.
All right. And what year were you did you get out of the Army?
2006, 2008, 2016. I'm sorry, September.
Okay. Okay. 16 years, got out in 2016.
Yes.
Okay. And what was were you what type of release was it from the Army? How did you exit the Army?
I honorable other than honorable discharge.
Okay. And are you presently receiving VA income or
Yes,
income
I
from
am.
the VA?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am.
And is it for a disability?
Yes, it is.
And what is your disability rating?
80%, sir.
And what amount approximately do you get per month from the VA?
2,400 bucks around that.
Okay. And from your aquaponic business, you said you build systems for aquaponic farming or hydroponic
Yes.
farm. Is that
Yes,
correct?
sir.
Okay. And how many systems do you build per month?
At this moment, I'm building one every 2 months, one every 3 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so roughly 6 a year, maybe more. Is that right?
Right now, yes.
Okay. And how much do you charge individuals to build these farming systems?
Between $1,500 and $2,000.
Okay. Are you receiving any other sources of income?
I go to school as well, so I do receive money from the VA for going to school.
Okay, and those are GI benefits, is that right?
Yes, yes, sir.
All right. And what's the name of the school?
Los Angeles Film School.
And is it an online program?
I am going on an online program, yes.
Okay, and what is your school schedule?
Um, uh, it's an unorthodox school. It's online, so it's almost kind of as you go. But we have classes 3 times a week, and we have homework throughout and work to turn in throughout the week.
Okay. How many is it lead to an associate's degree or a
Is it lead
bachelor's
to a
degree?
bachelor's degree?
Okay. And how many total credits do you need to graduate?
At this moment, I need about 80 something credits. I'm not 100% sure.
Sorry, I asked a bad question. I meant what's the total number needed to graduate?
120.
Okay. So you're about so you said you need 80, so you're about a third of the way through?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, how many hours a week do you spend at school or doing school work?
Between 5 and well, no, I would say 6 to 12 hours. 2-3 hours a day.
Okay. Uh, now tell me about where so I know you're living with your mother, is that right?
Yes, currently, yes.
Okay, and it's just you, the 2 children, and your mother, is that right?
Yes, yes. My father lives in not my father, but my stepdad. He moved to New Mexico.
Okay. All right. And are you so are you assisting your mother with her household and her finances and
Yes, I am. I'm currently helping her to organize, rearrange, and to downsize some of the stuff they have going in the house. The reason why is because they're going through a situation on their own as well, so they need help.
Okay. And briefly, what is that situation?
They're going through a divorce.
Okay. Um, what other family members do you have in the Bell County area?
My immediate family lives in the Bell County area.
What is that? So
So my
who
sisters
who
and
is it?
brothers, I have just my regular family member, my mom, my stepdad, and my sisters. Now I also have a brother from my dad's side. He recently moved to Texas as well. But those are the ones that live out here.
Okay. Regarding where you work, is that is that a different location than where you live?
Yes.
Okay.
The father details his background, military service, VA disability, income sources, and living with the children. The court carefully checks stability, money, housing, and responsibility. His answers are factual and detailed, as if being audited for long-term custody fitness rather than casual questioning.
And that's a whole different address, right? And you're renting that location, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Um, and are you also doing school from that location?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're running your business and doing your own college courses from that same location?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is that the location you're presently at?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the children, Nanifa and Michael, are they, what kind of school are they going to?
They're homeschooled as well.
Okay, tell me about the homeschool program.
They're part of the K-12 homeschool program. They go to a school called Keystone Elementary. They have a teacher who gives them work every day, and I am like a helping teacher. So whenever they need help or with anything, I am to assist them. They do their work throughout the day, and then they're to turn it in um, at the end of the day. And so every day they have the different subjects every single day that they have to turn into their teacher.
Okay, let me ask you a couple follow-ups.
Yeah.
Do they have the same teacher, the two of them?
No, they do not.
How far apart in age are they? Are they
A year and a half exactly.
18 months? Okay. And they're a grade level apart, is that correct?
One grade level, yes.
Okay. Um, uh, when they submit assignments, how is it done? Like what is the process of submitting an assignment?
So they go online. When they log in, there's the assignments on the list. So they go through the top, math, whatever. They do the work, and then they have me check it. This is from the school. I have to go through and check, and I have to put in my initials and my password. So I have to verify that they did it, and then we submit that to the teacher. Now the teacher goes and grades it, and once she grades it, she submits the grade back of what they got from that.
Are there worksheets or workbooks that are part of this program?
Yeah. So they sent the whole shebang. They sent worksheets, workbooks. They sent science lab equipment. They sent hands-on. Everything is included in the homeschool program. We have everything.
Do you do you have to physically scan anything in and turn it in, or is it just all a digital portal?
So the workbooks, they can do it on the workbook, and then we can scan it in, or they also provide a template online so they can do that same thing that's in the workbook. They can do it online as a PDF, and then they'll submit it that way. This is the way they typically submit it, but we have submitted it through scanning before.
Okay. Um, what grade are the kids in? Fifth and fourth, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. And they, how long have they been doing this program? How many
They've been
years?
doing this program. This is the fourth year now. We're about to start their fourth year. We haven't started yet. We're about to start their 4th year.
Okay. When did they start doing this online program?
They started when COVID started, and everybody was forced to go to school online. I noticed the difference in the kids and in their learning, and I decided that I liked what it offered, and so we tried it, and we've been doing it now for the last 4 years. Like I said, it's 3 years, but this will be the 4th.
Okay. And before that, they were in the Killeen ISD, is that right?
Yes, they were.
Um, so was the online program initially through the school district, or was it always
Was
this?
initially we went through the school district. Everyone had to go through the school district, but the next year we had the option, and so I choose to do the online through K-12.
You had the option to, what was your option in 2021 to go to
So they were offering.
Now, the focus turns to homeschooling. The father explains a structured K-12 system with daily assignments, online submission, teacher grading, and oversight. It's presented as organized education, not informal schooling. The court evaluates whether the setup is consistent and actually supports academic stability.
To still. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I apologize.
No, I mean, I just want to know what are you talking about? Like the school district gave you an option, or
Yes.
you go on?
So the school district was saying that they were starting to send everyone back to school, but they also offered at that time for a homeschool program. So
Was
we
that
would.
this? Was
I'm
that the
sorry.
same? Was that the same as this K through K-12 program?
No, it was not the same as the K-12 program
Okay. So how long have they been doing this K-12 program?
for the last 2 years.
Okay.
Their
That
third.
second, I guess the 2021 year, did you do the KISD online program?
Yes, we did.
Okay. Are the kids, tell me what subjects they're covering briefly.
Mr.
They're
Brimhall,
covering math, history.
what's this? So, sorry. Mr.
I just
Brimhall,
want to, I just
this
want
is,
to show, I'm just asking questions about the program so the court knows what kind of program it is.
oh, well, okay, well, this is not getting me any closer to what I'm looking at doing here today, so,
Okay,
yeah, thank you.
fair enough. I'll move on. Um, okay, regarding uh, health insurance availability and dental insurance availability for the children. Um, how is the health and dental insurance currently being provided for the two children?
By Medicaid.
Okay. Is it available through the VA or any other source to you
Not
privately?
at the moment. I'm working to get my 100% disability, and then I'll be able to cover them totally.
Okay. Tell me about where you are in that disability application process? How far along are you? What have you turned in?
I've I've turned in the paperwork for the adjustment of my disability, and we're in the process of them reviewing it. I haven't got a response back. I sent the last paperwork that I sent in that they requested from me was about 2 weeks ago.
Okay. And you're working with an individual to assist at the VA to assist you with increasing your disability
No,
rating?
I went online and because they have it is they changed the online programs and how you do a lot of stuff. And so it's very helpful and it's very easy to do online. And I've been going through the online process and I've been getting a good response from that. So I stuck with the online process.
Okay. Um, do you know when you're due to hear back from the VA regarding increase in disability?
I do not.
No. Um, do you know if it'll be within the next 4 months or no idea?
I do not. I don't know how the process works. This is my first time.
Okay. All right. Do you have any reason to believe that it won't be increased to 100%?
No, I do not.
All
I
right.
believe 100% it will be increased.
Okay. Briefly, are the kids are they participating in extracurricular activities and out of school activities?
Not at the moment. We have done out of school activities and extracurricular activities, but at the moment, no, they're not involved in any of those. The extracurricular activities they do play music and stuff. They do play instruments and stuff like that, but that's not outside of the home and stuff like that. So
Okay.
no, there are no extracurricular activities at the moment.
All right. Now, I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions about your relationship with Miss Taylor. First off, are you and Miss Taylor presently married?
Tension shifts to financial and medical stability. Medicaid covers the children, while VA disability and benefits are still in progress. The judge also starts probing the history of separation, setting up context for the custody dispute. Everything here points to long-term stability concerns.
Yes,
Okay. And how long have you been separated?
for 6 years come January 1st.
All right. And so you're saying you separated around January the 1st of 18, is that right?
Yes, that's
All right.
exactly.
And so the kids were how old when you separated?
I believe they were 3 and 4, 3 and 4.
Um, Prior to that, you were living in Colleen together, is that right?
Yes,
All right. And how long did you reside together in Colleen?
for 1 year.
And before that, where were you residing?
We lived in California, Fort Irwin military base, and that was for, I want to say, 3 or 4 years. Three
Okay.
years.
Is that where you got out of the army, is in California?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I guess you're from the Colleen area originally, is that correct?
My dad settled down here out of the military himself, so
Okay.
I grew up here.
Were you ever stationed at Fort Hood, now Fort Cavassus?
No, I was not.
Okay. Um, how did you meet Miss Taylor? Briefly.
Just through a friend. We in Germany, in Europe.
Okay.
I had some friends over to the house. She was a part of those friends, and that's how we met.
Okay. Is Miss Taylor is she a German national?
I believe she's mixed. I believe she has both nationalities. I believe she has dual nationality. Dual
American and German citizenship?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Um, is her first language English or German?
I believe her first language is German, but her
Okay.
father is American.
Okay. Um, and did you reside together with her in Germany, or was that after y'all were both in the United States?
She stayed with me in Germany. I can't remember what the address was, but she stayed with me prior
That's
to me
fine.
leaving Germany. Yes.
And the oldest was born in Germany,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
All right. And then talk to me about how, so when, I guess let me ask you this. When y'all were in Germany together, y'all were living together, the oldest was born, and then you relocated to California, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
As part of your military responsibilities and duties?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so when you left, Nanifa and Miss Taylor were in Germany, correct?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, How did they get to the United States?
Um, I bought tickets for them. Miss Denise had explained that she was having a hard time doing it by herself, taking care of the baby and everything. I didn't want my daughter to be out there floating, and I bought tickets, and they came to live with me in California on post.
Okay. Do you have any other children from any other individuals?
Yes, I do have other children.
How many other children do you have?
I have a 22-year-old, I have a 15-year-old, and I have a 23-year-old. So altogether, I have 3 other children.
Okay. And two of them are adults. Are they all local?
No, they're not all local.
Where does your other minor child reside? What state?
He's in Indiana.
Okay. Are you providing health insurance or medical insurance for that other child?
I provide, I pay child support. I'm not paying, I don't provide any, medical or health because that wasn't, determined by the child support order.
And that child support order, is that a Texas order or from a different
No.
state?
It's from a different state.
Okay. Um, okay. Are you, talk to me about y'all's separation. What happened that caused y'all to separate?
Um, well, we were together, for like a year at Maria Drive. And throughout that year, it came to a point where Miss Denise was disappearing. She would just be gone for a week. She'd be gone for 2 weeks. She'd be gone for 3 days. She'd be gone for a month. I didn't know where she was. The kids didn't know where she was. Everyone's asking me what's going on. And through that time, I learned that she was having an affair with a man named Harold. And then I learned again that she was having an affair with a friend of mine from my childhood, from when we were kids. And when I found out about that, I really honestly couldn't live in that atmosphere anymore, and I decided to leave.
The tone gets heavier as the father describes marital breakdown, alleging disappearances and infidelity that ended the relationship. He outlines separation history and relocation between countries. The judge listens but refuses to get pulled into emotional conflict, steering back toward custody structure.
Same Zoom code for a time on Wednesday and let everybody come back in and testify. Again, sir, she's entitled to a whole week during the Christmas holiday, period. That's Texas law. But right now, the way things are going, I don't think it can happen without there being a major conflict. But she's saying she can look at doing a couple days here, a couple days there, doing that 1 week she's entitled to. So I wanted her to come back with a schedule and see what she can do as far as that schedule is concerned. And also give both of y'all and Mr. Brimhall the chance to see if I can find somebody to see y'all and the kids individually and y'all as a group as far as being getting some type of counseling done.
Excuse me?
Yes, ma'am.
I can't. I would not want to be in a counseling session with Mr. Taylor. That's long gone.
No. I'm not talking about with him and you. I'm talking about with you and the kids and him and the kids. It's totally separate.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about
Sorry.
family counseling. No. I'm talking about
Yeah.
okay, just
No,
with
no,
you
no.
and the kids, with the kids by themselves, and just you and the kids, and him and the kids. Okay.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
That's kind of
All right. So Judge, you want to come back on the 20th at like 10:45 or 11 or?
Well, right now I've got a 9:45 to 1:30. That's kind of weird. That's not my new normal schedule. Those are. But
Right.
I'm looking at doing this at 12 noon straight up, or 12:15 straight up.
12, just for like a little half hour check-in.
Yeah, well, we can figure out what we're gonna do for the Christmas holidays and whether or not anybody's been able to find anything else about what counseling is available. But right now, I'm really looking at what I need to get set up for the Christmas holidays coming up. I'm not looking at anything else past that, and then we can always come back after the first of the year after the holidays are up. But it's a lot to depend on her schedule. And we already heard testimony from him. He has no specific plans for the Christmas holidays or nothing that they observe or celebrate. So
Yes, I'll reach out to both parties and I'll especially Miss Taylor to get her work schedule, and I'll email both of them about counseling to see what counseling options are available and covered by.
get that information whether or not she has a counselor. You get information from him whether or not he has a counselor. Sir, have you or the children received any type of counseling since the separation from your wife?
No, sir.
Okay, so you don't have, and you don't, and the kids haven't. They've never had a counselor before. Is that correct?
No, sir.
Okay, then. So there's nobody out there that's already up and running. So, but anyway, I'm looking at doing this at 12:15 right afternoon. A little 30-minute check-in where we can same Zoom code where we can set something up for the 1 week that mom's entitled to during the holidays, and that way and make sure the kids understand that this is mom's time. There's not going to be any special play dates, any special anything else, because there's nothing special. But I need to know what her schedule's looking like to see what she can do one way or the other, or whether or not she can do anything one way or the other before we come back after the first of the year. So,
Yeah.
Mr. Taylor, is there a problem with you meeting for 30 minutes during the lunch hour this coming Wednesday, sir?
No, sir.
All right. How about you, ma'am? Can you get that done at 12:15 the day after tomorrow, Wednesday, and get your schedule set up so you can see how much you can have the kids. Now, I know Belton and Temple are all out until that following Monday
Like the 8th or
the
9th.
8th. Yeah, the 8th of
8th or the 9th,
8th
depending on.
the January. It's a long, because they're already out. So,
Right.
so I'm looking at ma'am, I'm looking at all the time that you can get off and you think you can have your kids from the 28th of December to the 8th of the 7th of January, which is the Sunday before school starts back. Okay. You got those dates, ma'am?
Yes.
I'll make sure.
I need to check with your schedule and see what you can schedule.
Again, I want to add, sir, Mr. Nelson, I want to add, they're not in school.
Yes, ma'am, I know.
They're not in school.
Well, they're homeschool, man, but that's different. But I can work.
No,
they're
not doing
everything's always based on the ISD schedule of where you live as far as what their visitation schedule is. I can't base it on what homeschool online people do. It's always based on whatever city the kids live in, whatever ISD they live in. It's based on that ISD schedule, and I've always used that when dealing with homeschool or private or they're in private school. Obviously, private school will control. But I've always kids who have been online and homeschool, we always use whatever the ISD location, and that's what I'm looking at now. All right, so everybody can be here at 12:15 on Wednesday, same Zoom code, and Mr. Brimhall, you might actually call around and see which and sir, your kids have full Medicaid coverage, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so you can check around and see who takes Medicaid, if anybody takes Medicaid. I know people take VHAMP and TRICARE, but this is the first time I've ever had to ask who takes Medicaid outside CPS case, because then CPS can always get somebody. But anyway, before I go back to Ms. Taylor, Mr. Taylor, what questions do you have at this point, sir? And again, I get it. You two don't get along. That's fine. Y'all don't have to. But the bottom line is, I'm just looking at what I can come up for the Christmas holidays what mom can see. I'm looking for what I can find out as far as what we might be able to do to get these kids in some type of counseling to get them through this. And we may not be able to get that counseling information until after the first of the year, because let's face it, counselors are gone on vacation too. So we may not be able to get that, but I'm resetting this matter just to set up technically the visitation and get any preliminary information we have as far as counseling is concerned. So at this time, sir, is there anything else, any questions you have, or anything else you think I need to know?
No, sir.
Okay.
No other questions.
All right, then. All right, Ms. Taylor, anything else you think I need to know, ma'am?
I tried to communicate the things, but I feel like I don't have the platform or the support to prove things.
Okay, well, here's the deal, ma'am. I'm asking about what's coming, what we need to do for the next couple of days to get you some visitation. All right, that's first. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, ma'am. And I'll have you talk to Mr. Brimhall and Mr. Brimhall. If she feels like she'll do better with a live hearing with a German translator, then we'll set that up. Okay.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
Right.
I'll certainly ask and inquire about that.
Okay, then. Because again, I'm not every now and then I'm not sure she's understanding everything we're asking and everything we're doing, even though she speaks English very well. No problem. All right, folks. Same Zoom. I'm sorry, Mr. Diamond. You've been sitting over there on the sidelines for the whole show, for the whole game. So
yes, Your Honor. It would if I could ask if I could meet with Ms. Taylor maybe briefly after the hearing, if that's okay with Ms. Taylor. I need to follow up on some of the allegations about abuse, and I probably need to get my CSO to go get her some paperwork. Okay.
Again, I'll let you do that. And Mr. Diamond, I know you may not be available for that hearing, but I do need to because I think y'all shut down tomorrow after 12 noon, correct?
Well, we're having a holiday party tomorrow, but then we're back up again on Wednesday. So I'll be present
Oh,
for
that's
that,
right.
Your
We
Honor.
got you. Okay, so y'all will be there for, I know actually, I know my other AG's office talked about their shutting down after Wednesday. So, that may not be y'all, but y'all are here on Wednesday. Somebody's got to be here for all these other cases on Wednesday, no matter what. Okay.
Yes,
I'll be
sir.
here.
I'm here
I'll
in
be
the
here.
morning. I think Miss Hubbard's in the afternoon, but I can handle this hearing at 12:15, Your Honor.
All right, good enough then. All right, then, I'll let you obviously talk to Ms. Taylor. Mr. Taylor and Ms. Taylor, the state has to, again, the state doesn't represent either one of you. The state doesn't advocate for either one of you, but once the state hears certain things, they have certain criteria that they have to follow. And I'm gonna let the state and the Ms. Taylor speak as Mr. Diamond's requested. But again, Ms. Taylor, remember that you cannot ask him legal advice because he cannot give you any legal advice. Or you have to go out and get your own lawyer if that's the case, okay?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, Your Honor, I have no objection if Mr. Brimhall wants to be part of that meeting either. I don't know what his schedule is like, but
Okay, well, he's supposed to be here for another hour, so he's probably good. So anyway,
Yeah.
I'm looking at going ahead and ending the recording of this. So I'm looking at letting Mr. Taylor go. Somebody needs to talk to him after they get to talk to Mrs. Taylor.
No, I'll just call Mr. Taylor. I'll give you a call after this hearing, and we can, as long as you're available, I can give you a call after this.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, then I'm gonna go ahead and officially stop the recording at this time. The break room's already open. I'll move Ms. Taylor over to breakout room number 1. Mr. Diamond and Mr. Brimhall, y'all already should have access to that as soon as I get done. So, Mr. Taylor, I'll see everybody on Wednesday, 12:15, same Zoom code.
The judge takes control and locks in holiday visitation planning. Clear schedules for Christmas and New Year become a priority. Counseling options for both parents and children are introduced separately. Despite tension, the court focuses on structure and sets a follow-up hearing to finalize arrangements. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one.